Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The economic downfall, I would say, in the good world, in the free world, has been going on for about 2 or 3 years, I would say, since the pandemic and all that. And now was accelerated by the sanctions imposed on the bad people, the Russians, for good reasons, for the unprovoked attack of the free world and the good people. And we have these leaders that were elected, officials, elected by the various countries' population to make sure that they represent them and their interest. But it seems like economically, to say the least, the countries are going down. And that, as I said, this is not something that happened yesterday. It's been a little process. What I'm trying to say is that the leaders I'm going to discuss in this video had some time to things, okay? So we have here these leaders providing Ukraine in the name of the country, just like this, with billions of dollars in aid. That when you provide in aid, that means you take from you and give it to them. But guess what? You have no say in that. Only the guys that you elected to make sure that you're having a better life and they protect your interest, they decide to do that. Biden decides to give money left and right however he wants. Now let's say Biden, in this case, decides to give Ukraine $50 trillion. All right? He says, I'm going to give it to Ukraine. Is that illegal? I mean, if that's illegal, then everything else that he already gave in our name would be illegal. So he can technically do that. He can say, money that he doesn't have or we have. So he can make this decision in our name because we elected him over there and he represents us. Yeah, but the question is this. Do these guys in charge of us have the authority to lead and give them that amount of money from our purses based on the low approval ratings that each and every weasel that gives aid to Ukraine is below 40 or around 40 and down? You don't have the authority because we don't approve with what you're doing for some time already. And we can link that as well as with the money that you give over there in our name. So let's see, I'm going to use only 3 examples. And I'm going to give you 3 examples of 3 countries where we have 3 elected officials with a very low rating, approval rating, continuing to give money away from the people who don't want them over there. Why did I say they don't want them over there? Because their approval rating shows that. They don't like that what they're doing. They disapprove of their work performance. If you would have 30% approval rating in your job, you would be fired. But these guys work within the system and wait about 3 more years or 2 more years until their term expires. And in that time, they can give those $60 trillion to whomever in your name. By that time, you would be wrecked. And your children, grandchildren, your nation. Who has interest to do this? These are just tools. So let's go with the first article. The first article comes from Ukrinform, and it's from Monday, the 20th of February. Biden suddenly announces new $50 million military aid package to Ukraine. Just like this. Just like this. All right, well, let's go to Japan. Japan, this is ABC News, right? Must be trusted. To give Ukraine $5.5 billion. This guy right here, all right? Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. I will show you the approval rating of these 2 guys and this guy right here from Reuters. Norway plans $7 billion in aid to Ukraine over 5 years. And I'm going to show you this weasel's approval rating. Norway's Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Støre, or whatever you pronounce his freaking name, right here. So this guy, in your name, with an approval rating of about 30, decides to do things, give your money away. This guy, again, with the approval rating of a little bit above 20, decides the same thing. And this guy with approval rating of 41, he does that. Okay, so what did I do? I said, okay, let's Google. Let's look for this. I said global leaders approval ratings. The first option here, it says about 2,480,000 search results. The first one, it must be the best one, global leader approval rating from the Morning Consult, right? February 16, 2023. All right, so let's see. It says approval rating are based on a 7-day moving average of adult residents in each country. Okay, so let's see these weasels. I use this for many. Well, we find that Modi, the Prime Minister of India, has approval rating of 79 and a disapprove 18. You know how Putin has, right? That's why he's not here. All right? That's why he's not here. Now we go to, let's say, Biden, right? Joe Biden. He has approval rating 41. So he doesn't have the authority because he doesn't lead in the name of the majority as democracy requires, right? 52% disapprove, that means that the majority. 8 don't give a damn or don't know shit or don't want to answer. So he doesn't rule in the name of the majority. So doing this, he doesn't do it in the name of majority. Not at all. 500 million, no. All right, let's go back to the other one. So we go to other weasels. Where is that? Right here. So let's go to the next one, and let's Olaf Scholz. You know, Germany gave a lot of money to Ukraine. Has 34%. Again, he doesn't have the authority. He doesn't have the imperium. It's supported only by a third of his population. He doesn't give anything to Ukraine in the name of the population. Well, let's go back down here. Macron, 28%. All right, and we go to Kishida. You see Kishida here? Let's make it bigger. Kishida of Japan has 22%, and he gives 5.5. He decided, his government, $5.5 billion, and his approval rating is 22%. And this guy that I just mentioned here, the guy that wants to give $7 billion, right here, this weasel, $7 billion over 5 years. You know why 5 years? Because he wants to be reelected or something. I don't know. That's why. So here we have, this has 22%. So 1 in 5 Norwegians approve or back this guy's decision. He doesn't have the authority to make any, he should just get out. He just quit. That's what he should do. If we would live in a society where majority rules, all those guys that I mentioned over there should be out right now. Because their policy, they're not from yesterday, the day before, for about what? 2 years, a year. And I have another, you can look if you want over a graph and shows you each and every person of these weasels that I mentioned to see their approval rating. They didn't start like the 90. They were all like this almost all the time. But I'm talking right now. Right now, this guy's, the Norwegian has what, 21%? What was that? 22%. And he's going to give $7 billion. He already helped this and that. He said, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then what? The population disagrees with that. But he doesn't care. Why? Because he's not ruling in your name. He's ruling in some other interest's name. I don't know who they are. I can only guess. I can only how much they allow us to see. And then you have the other one. You have Nishida, or Kishida, 24, whatever it was. Kishida, where are you? 22. So 22. And then we have Netherlands, another big mouth, 28. Macron, 28. The Poles, who are again strong and tough, 30%. Get the hell out. Olaf Scholz, 34. Rishi Maharishi Sunak, 31. And he said, oh my God, we gotta give Ukraine long-range missile system and all that. He's competing right now with Boris Becker Johnson for that position. And it seems like the same lazy lizard Truss wants to go back into the fray and join these three fantastic British people in competing who can wreck Great Britain, United Kingdom. Unbelievable, man. You don't have anybody else? Hey, my English people. We don't have anybody else, and I was on this instead of being on this right here. But anyway, right, you can have it here and you can look for yourself. Jonas here, 22. Fumio, 22. Netherlands, the guy here, Rutte, 28. Macron, 28. Mateusz, 30. Scholz, 34. Sunak, 31. Don't you have another better one than the three ones that are trying to wreck your countries? Trudeau, the communist, 38. Biden, 41. And you know what's interesting? Right here, you don't see someone else, the dictator. Dictator. I made a video yesterday on all this, and I made some videos every time when I see someone getting about 79% approval rating, or 80 or 81 versus 41, 22, and so on. And I wonder why. How come that criminal, right, gets the approval rating over 80, around 80%, and these good people, free people, get 22%, or 30%, or 40%? How come? When you find out, you tell me, because these guys are working full time in giving us the information we need to vote for these idiots. But probably they're not doing a good job yet. They have to give more and more and more. So yeah, look at this. How is this? They keep giving, we still don't like them, but they still give. Until what? Until they get voted out, and we're going to vote for what? Another person is going to say, hey, I'm the nice guy. The same the other guy said. And look where we're at. This is the beauty of democracy. But when you have the mass media giving you all these, as fantastic guys, what do you want? It's up to us to employ a little bit of effort or open a book and figure things out, who these guys really are. I mean, look at Biden. How can you even vote for Biden? Really? I mean, he is not there all the time. It was obvious when he was in, remember he's got Kamala Harris. What, was 1% in the primaries, and he picked her as the worst. I mean, don't you want to get someone with more popularity so you can make a coalition that people would vote for you? That's logical, but somehow, and this guy's got what, 90 million votes or something together? The guy who barely made it, and the other barely talks, shakes hands with the air and all that, and falls like a little ball on the floor, and unbelievable. Shows a lot of stamina to work, 20 hours a day as the president of the free world. It's unbelievable, man. And we have people who vote for that. Free world, but I don't think the qualification to vote should be only the one that you are a biped. And that would be, go and vote. Do you know anything? Go and vote. You're good. Now, things could be improved. And in many ways, I wrote a book on these kind of things. It's on Amazon. I'm not advertising it. But if you want to hear my vision on how you can improve this BS mass democracy, rubble democracy, then you can maybe check my book, unless I'm going to make a video, I don't know, in 5 years here, I'm going to explain again what I mean by improving this mass democracy system. Socrates was not a lover of mass democracy, say Plato, because Plato uses Socrates in his dialogues. But hey, that's it. These are our leaders using our money, and we don't want it. But how can we change it? You can't. Because they're not doing anything illegal. But it's a problem. You can't check these guys. Check and balance. You can't. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.